But like anything can happen, but you can edit it out, right? Like if there's something
You
don't
not
edit out the videos.
Yeah.
I don't really edit out much. We don't edit out much. We usually leave it pretty raw, unless it's really crazy. We've edited out some things.
I made you edit something out for a reel.
What was it? Oh yeah,
Fat bitches.
Fat.
You fat bitches. He said like 10 times.
I said twice. I couldn't help it, dude. We left it on the podcast though. If anybody wants to check it out, go on the podcast. Dude, I just can't help somebody. It just kind of came out.
He goes,
you know?
do you think this is too much? And in a span of 15 seconds, I swear he said fat bitches like 10 times. And I'm like, oh my God.
2 times, guys. It was 2 times.
How many times did I say fatty?
A lot. It was because I took like a 5-10 minute thing and I made all like the biggest like things that we said, the most controversial, and just threw it all in one clip. It was a bad clip. We didn't put it out.
Shit's a long clip.
I shortened it. No, I shortened it up. Raven made me shorten it up. She yelled at me. It's good. So we're all
We
ready
have
to go.
Raven for. She's got to keep you in line.
That's what she does.
To go.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Small
are.
but mighty. You know, she keeps them out in line. The only one that could do it.
Not an
so.
easy thing to do.
Not an easy thing to do. Exactly.
It's really not.
Yeah, but all right, guys, we are here with all the coaches, man. This is the first time in a podcast that we've been all in the same room. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we got
That's how we're
every
feeling.
single coach here today. How are we feeling today? Everybody good? It's a Monday,
It is a Monday.
right? It is, but it's always a good day. We're gonna have a few topics, one presented by every single coach that we have here. To give you a little bit of insights, there could be certain things that people have trouble with, right? This has been one of the big things that we have. But anyways,
Raven started off.
Oh,
Raven
my
started off.
Why do I have
Start
to
off because you're you. Let's go. Start it off.
let's get it in, right?
Well, one topic I want to talk about, we were kind of talking about it on the way in, is especially with like my lifestyle clients, I think something that has a stigmatism to it is the word diet. And when I start out with some of my lifestyle clients, we start more macro based with whole foods, natural foods. Before like really getting into like the nitty gritty details, and they really struggle with going to like, especially with Easter that just happened, right? Yeah. They struggle with going to those events or going to barbecues and stuff and having their whole foods with them or prioritizing whole foods. People are like, oh, they're dieting, or like, you can't have this, you're dieting, when really they're just focusing on whole foods. That doesn't mean it's a diet. Those are foods that we're actually meant to like consume. And people think that when we just stray away from processed foods that are bad for us, they have no nutrition value, they don't support our workout, our training, or our goals, that's a diet, when really that's what we as humans should be eating is whole foods. And those processed foods are things that we should treat ourselves with occasionally, not having in our diet every single day. So that's something I kind of just want to touch on today, is like the stigmatism between the word diet, when really we're just kind of focusing on eating clean, fueling our body properly.
Right.
Absolutely. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean like you're in prep, but if you're trying to get the basics down, the usual route that you need to go is to reel in somebody's nutrition. And yeah, we're not going to say diet because, like you said, it usually has a negative stigmatism with it. So if we can reel in somebody's nutrition to, like you're talking about, whole foods and get them away from the processed stuff, then we're going to be putting them on that path of success. And if we don't, or not if we don't, but you have all these people looking in saying that, hey, this person's on a diet, you could potentially, as this person's friend or close family member or whatever the case may be, sort of get into this person's head. And if they don't have that mental capacity or that mental strength to kind of push those things aside, who knows, maybe they can break at that point, but reeling in that nutrition, getting that nutrition as that foundation first, and then pushing them, like you're talking about, into the nitty gritty stuff is a best route to take.
Yeah, recently what I've been doing with my clients that are like struggling with that, or they're like, can I have this or can I have that? And it is a processed food. Like, it has more than 5 ingredients in it. It's been manufactured. It's in a wrapper. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you, no, you can't eat that if it's a lifestyle client and it's within their macros. But I'll be like, what is the nutritional value? How is that going to benefit your goal? Like, what could you have instead that would also satisfy whatever craving you're currently trying to satisfied right now. So that's something huge I've been asking all of my clients when they're texting me. I'm sure everybody here gets those text messages like, what can I
all the time.
have? Even in prep, like I was sick recently and I just wanted some chicken noodle soup. Texted Matt, I was like, I know you're not going to give me chicken noodle soup, but I really want some soup. And what did he do? He gave me something that kind of helped me because I was sick, but also satisfy those cravings so I didn't go and eat a giant can of chicken noodle soup.
No, exactly. And I think that's like the pure basics, man. Like if people really want it and they want it bad enough, even to get on stage, you have to get the basics down. Like you have to make sure that you can master your mind. And again, what Raven said, it's almost like a lifestyle. Dieting is very similar like an off-season bodybuilder, right? Just different goals. But I think they're very similar in what you can eat and what. So like in the off-season, I allow people to drink Diet Coke. In prep, not a fucking shot in hell, right? And it's totally fine. But what I found personally, look at this motherfucker. Like, off season, guys, okay? He's not prepping.
Season.
But, what I found, guys, is that with lifestyle clients, I go hard on them just like I do like prep clients. Like if you want that, right? If somebody comes to me like, hey, I want to lose 100 pounds, but you're not willing to stop the Diet Coke and put down the fucking yogurt and not go out and drink on the weekends, you probably don't want to lose 100 pounds.
You don't
enough.
want it.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't.
So I think it's hard. And I think what also is like, I don't like when people say that they're dieting. And this is what I thought we were kind of talking about a little bit is like, lifestyle dieting is way different than prep dieting.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the fucking same, dude. When you're prepping, it's every little ingredient, every ounce of salt or milligram of salt is accounted for, right? Like that's how in depth we get with these lifestyle clients. It's way more optional, fun, but they still need to bust their ass and get it done. Right.
Yeah.
Kevin, what do you got
with
on that? Jen?
diet too, it's more like you want something that's sustainable, especially if they're just starting out. You give them the macros and stuff so it's sustainable for them so they can occasionally have some processed food or some treats or something like that. Because when you start saying the word diet, that is a reflection of restriction.
Yeah.
And as soon as people start feeling restricted, then they're most likely going to follow it Monday through Friday, then go off on the weekends and whatever. So if you're giving them that flexibility to make it sustainable and you can have this if it's within your macros, but let's not go crazy, limit the processed foods, but keeping in mostly whole foods, they're going to be so much more successful.
Yeah. And I mean, you've been lifestyle coaching probably as long as me. You've been lifestyle coach for a long time, very successful.
2006.
What is like your approach with clients in the beginning?
I always go I fit it to their lifestyle. Like, where are they now? I have them track their food for like 2 weeks or so if they're very, very new. And then I see what their habits are. If they're fasting, if they're going all day without eating, what kind of foods are tending to gravitate towards. And then we kind of fix those areas first and, establish better habits. Let's eat more often. Let's substitute, waffles for breakfast for oatmeal, things like that. And just gradually build to the point where they can track their macros and they know what kind of choices to make on their own. Right. So they still feel autonomy. So that they can make their own choices and they're not following like a strict meal plan. And then, as they evolve, we get stricter and stricter. Like Allison, my client who's prepping right now, I started with her 3 years ago, lifestyle, basics. And now she's like killing prep.
Exactly.
So it's a long process, for some people, and some people pick it up a lot easier.
Yeah. Don't you feel like if you do that approach, I don't do that approach. We can talk about it later, but if you do that approach, don't you feel like after 3 months and they don't see a lot of progress because it's hard because you're trying to teach them, right? Because if you're giving them waffles, you're giving them everything that they want, they're not seeing the progress. So I'm sure people have come to be like, hey, Jen, I'm not seeing progress. And is that when you drop that hammer or you say, hey, look, I did this way to get you started, but now it's time to take it to the next level?
So the difference is when they're new, they're eating like shit. They're eating garbage. Yeah. So as soon as you start making some changes, they're going to see results. Mm-hmm. So more often they're seeing better results in the beginning. And then you start fine tuning things. And I don't let it go for like 3 months. It's like within the first 6 weeks, we're really fine tuning things so that they're understanding how to track macros and taking out all the garbage out of their diet and everything. So they usually do see results in that period of time. It's usually if I were to go the opposite way and be like, here's your meal plan, you can only have chicken, rice, turkey, whatever, then they'd fall off in the first like 3 weeks and they'd be like, well, that sucks. I can't do that,
Right.
Is that kind of how you operate then? Like, do you drop the hammer off the bat? I know you said talk about it later, but I'm curious.
It all depends on the kind of clients you're serving though too. Like if I'm talking like basic, like beginners, like they've never tracked their nutrition before, it's going to be obviously different than someone who's been in the gym and has a basic idea and foundation.
So I think like your goals have to match that meal plan. Like if you have these goals here, I'm giving you the meal plan to match that. If you're like, hey, I'm okay working into it, then of course I'll baby a client. Like I had this client hit me up the other day, literally 3 months up front. Really cool guys actually want to see his friend. He hopped on the phone because like, dude, I want to lose this weight. Like I look like shit. I feel like shit. I have to lose this weight. I don't give a shit how hard you go on me. And that's just the clients that I get
Those
personally.
are great. Those kind of clients are really good.
I don't really get those like half-assed clients anymore, to be honest with you. And I think because you look at my Instagram, you know about that life. You know, like I'm gonna give you the diet for the results. So I think for me, it's just different. You know, I don't really get a lot of people who are half in. I get those people who are like calling me. They know when it's time. They're picking up the phone call, and Matt's gonna get their ass in shape. Like, period. Like, I'm giving you the diet to get in shape, so I don't have to deal with any of that stuff. But that's just me, you know. And I guess I could, you know, if I really wanted to, and I was on the phone call with someone, I could baby him and be like, yeah, man, like we could inch our way in. But I feel like with me, I was losing clients left and right doing that because then they're not seeing results. And then they're getting mad at me for not seeing results. I'm like, dude, well, I did this because you were weak and you wanted this shit. Like, and now I have to go back and now, okay, here we go. Now we're going to give you the diet to win. This is what I would have given you in the beginning, but you didn't want to do it. So I don't know. What do you got?
Because
Depends
these
on the kind of
lifestyle
client.
clients want to look like they could compete, right? Like that's the idea. We'd all like to look like we could compete, but whether they compete or not doesn't matter. The process to get there is pretty much the same.
It is
The
absolutely
diet
the
is
same.
the same. And maybe like a different point of what you were saying, it made me think of it like what people consider dieting nowadays is really just like how we should be eating normally.
Yeah, it's just healthy eating.
Yeah, just how it's just wild to me. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Like, people
Oh,
they
absolutely.
say dieting, but it's really just eating normally.
I mean, I'm pretty much the same way as you. I dropped a hammer from the beginning. You know what I mean?
I'm talking
Just like, this is going to get you there the fastest. You want to get from point A to point B? Well, hey, you just typed in me, the GPS, to get there, and now I'm going to get you there in the quickest route, right? And so from there, I would kind of like pull back, you know? There's certain lifestyle clients, like you're saying, are just not going to have that in them yet. And then, okay, then you can kind of make adjustments here, make adjustments there. So like I took this one client of mine, and I started her off kind of hard. She saw some good results. She started plateauing. Started eating off plan. I'm like, okay, well, are you hungry? What's the deal? Like, you know, let me know. How can we change this? How can we make this better? Added another meal in, dropped some other things, increased some other stuff. Cool. Then she started feeling it again. She lost some, then got off plan again. Then I'm like, all right. So then at this point, I dialed her all the way back, and now we're back to just 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I gave you 2 snacks.
Yeah.
And now she loves it. And she's seeing better results. So
And lifestyle is tough because I feel like a lot of times when they reach out to you, it's in a moment of motivation. They have they have a really bad day, or they look in the mirror, they see a number on the scale, and they're like, screw it, I'm gonna reach out to a coach and see what I can do.
Yeah.
And then we get them started right away. And then like a week later, that motivation goes away, and they don't have the discipline built, maybe to your point,
Exactly.
they don't have the discipline built to stick with the plan, even if they're seeing the results. So I feel like lifestyle is tough in that regard.
It's all about the habits too. So
Yeah.
if you're getting someone coming in who has zero habits, like you've got to build that up before you can handle a meal plan.
I can do it for a week
You
when I'm
know?
motivated, but as soon as that goes away,
Yeah.
Well, another struggle I have with lifestyle clients is alcohol consumption. Like, we all know that when you're in prep, that's not even in you don't even sniff alcohol. Just get away from it. But like lifestyle clients, it's really hard to draw that line because like, yes, you can have a drink every once in a while, but then I have like clients that are doing the diet, doing the training, doing the cardio, and then they go out and drink all weekend until the point where they're hungover the next day, and they just killed all their progress they made. And again, I ask those clients, I'm like, you know, well, I have been asking them, like, why do you feel like you need to go drink? Like, are you not fun when you go out? Because, like, I could go out and have a great time without drinking.
I can attest
Like,
to that. I can attest to that.
I was like,
Raven has a
I
good
just-
time, no drinking.
Yeah, I like to go out. I like to have fun, to socialize, but I don't need to drink in order to have that good time. Like, is there something else they're trying to cover up?
Right.
And that's like something that you have to kind of dig with lifestyle clients to figure out why they have these habits and why they're doing it. So that's another reason why lifestyle coaching is so hard for me.
Well, you're almost like a therapist at the end of the day. You know, you have to figure out what's going on with them.
Yeah.
Can you handle it? Can you not? Why do you want alcohol? Because you think you're fat? Like, is this what's going on? Like, or I don't know. Like, you're just trying to mask whatever's happening in your life, right? Maybe you're going through some kind of relationship depression, and you just have to have that drink to detox your mind. Like, I've been there. I understand it. It fucking sucks. But what I always tell people is that one hardcore night of drinking is going to put you back 2 weeks in the gym.
100%.
So you have to fucking have that discipline, man, because even me, I mean, dude, there's no way we'd be this big if we were out drinking everywhere. There's every weekend, there's no fucking way.
no shot.
It's impossible. Like, you
I've been
guys
drinking over a year. I
Yeah.
actually realized that when I saw
Really?
my memories come up in my Facebook. It was April was the last time I had a single drink.
Wow.
Because I just went through prep, and then after I didn't even think about it. Like, I don't feel the need to
I,
have it.
I
you
learned
know?
that at a very, very, very young age, man. Like, because I would always see people like just out at the bars every weekend, and I'm like, dude, if I want to make something for myself or I want to have a body, like, I can't be out just drinking it away. Like, it's just not possible. So anyone who's out there struggling, man, I know it's hard, you know, but it's just a mask. You're going to drink to mask whatever's going on in your life, and it's truly not worth it, you know.
Absolutely. You're just poisoning yourself slowly.
I think it's also too like the way society is, like the same way we eat processed foods. We eat this because they are eating processed foods because that's normal, and drinking to them is their normal too. So it's like breaking them out of that mold of what's actually normal or what's optimal.
And yeah, did you guys see that study that they just did about like the autism? How like now it's like 1 in 300 or 1 in 30 or something?
Something like that.
It's like 1 in 30 kids have autism now.
Crazy.
You look at like 200 years ago, 100 years ago, it was like 1 in 5,000.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you, right? Like all the food back then was solid ass food, like Raven was saying, whole foods, chicken, rice, potatoes. Like you'd have some bread, like you had Coke with some fucking cocaine in it, but whatever. Like, I mean, that was probably a good thing back then. We don't fucking know. They were skinnier. Maybe when you bring that shit back, I don't know. But I'm just saying
Not
that
wrong.
all the preservatives that they put in these foods now, that's what's fucking killing you, man.
100%.
And it's got to be stopped. And that's why RFK is going to bring that shit back. We're bringing it back to
Let's
town.
go. That'd be nice.
But let's change it up a little bit. I want to hear what Jen has to say. Jen, what are we talking about? Let's go.
Masters Pro cards. Are they real? What do you think, Dustin?
I mean, absolutely. I definitely believe they're real. I mean, I didn't get my pro card at Masters, but I definitely believe that.
Well, I
Is it just to
did.
clarify?
just to clarify, I know I'm old. Okay, fucker, but I went overall in the open. First of all,
Yep.
But no, they definitely exist. I don't think anybody should be put down for that. It's just as difficult, if not more difficult, to get it in that. And yeah, nothing but respect.
That's kind of
for
the point I
for
wanted to
Masters
make on
side.
that too. Is like to earn your pro card in general is hard, right?
Absolutely.
But as a Masters competitor, when we're over 35, 40, 45, we've got children, we've got careers, we've got a whole bunch of life shit that we have to go through.
Hormone problems.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, exactly. So not just like in our physiques, but like life in general and everything, to overcome all that and to be able to still have that discipline, build the muscle, and, you know, get through the prep and everything. I think that's a little bit harder than someone who's in their 20s who, you know, just has to
sure.
take care of themselves and their cat. You know, so I
Zero
think
responsibilities or still lives at home.
I'm not saying anything to you, Reed. I'm sorry.
She's got a dog too.
2 cats and a dog.
She's got a dog now.
And a boyfriend. That's like having a child, okay?
No, no.
Yes,
You hear that?
it is.
Hear that? Let me get a comment from
That's too funny.
But yeah, but not only that too, but like the physiques that the Masters competitors are bringing to the stage, that's years and years of, you know, training and like muscle maturity, the muscle density and all that someone in their 20s doesn't have. So I feel like it's even more competitive when you reach that Masters category.
Agreed.
So for people to think, oh, it's easier as a Masters, no, not necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. You know, if it was easy, then, or if it let's be honest. Justin was what, 38 at that time?
Yeah.
You were technically Masters. You whooped everyone's fucking ass, right? So guys, you get better as you age. It's like wine, bro. You get better as you age, in my opinion. Look at some of the greatest physiques we've ever seen in bodybuilding. They're over 40, bro. Sean Roden won at what, 47? Like 47. Phil Heath was competing into his 40s, winning Olympias.
Dexter.
Like Dexter was 51 when he retired, man. I mean, come on, like you're gonna get better. Not even talking about that. You got like Natalia, not Koala, the other one, the second place in figure. Dude, that girl's like 52 years old, second in the fucking world. So put it that way, guys. Like Masters competitors, they deserve all the respect, man. And I the only thing I'm going to kind of argue a little bit is that when I go to open shows, right, I personally don't want to see 6-year-olds in the open with these guys. I personally don't want to see it. Like, not every fucking show, because some people get like addicted to it. And you see the same girl competing in every single bikini show, and she's like 65, which is cool, do good. But I feel like open should be the best of the best. Like, it should be, because I don't want to go to a show and see 50 bikini girls anymore. Like, I just don't want to see that. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yep. And
That's
like
where I
I think
kinda-
that's part of the controversy too, is like, should Masters competitors just be competing against Masters, or should they be in the open?
But then we wouldn't have all these great people, though. So it's like, you can't do that, you know?
To seclude them to, oh, you're only going to compete in Masters, and I think that puts too much of a division in the
Yeah, I
sport.
can't do that.
Yeah, I don't think they should
'cause-
be able to do that.
Some of us Masters can bring that to
What I think-
big classes, you know?
Well, I think this is where the problem lies is most of these shows are on the same day, right? So if you're going to compete in Masters, you're just going to compete in Open. It's in the same day. I think an easy switch to that, which a lot of people have been doing now, is to have 2 different shows, right? Masters Friday and then Masters on, Open on Saturday. So that way, if you're good, like you're good, you want to see where you place, you're going to do that, but you're not going to do that every single time. And I think that's when you'll see more quality come out,
Right. Especially in the pro division, because it is a separate day.
Yeah.
So you're either choosing to do Open or Masters, and I think that's fine. Like, why should I only be having to do Masters? Because I'm 40, I'll be 45 when I compete again.
Oh, you're doing Open.
I'm doing Open. Yeah.
You're doing Open.
Exactly.
Because you're good enough to do Open, though. That's the thing. Like, there's some people that but again, it's just tough. It's almost like the Olympia, right? Like, I don't want to go see 60 girls compete in fucking bikini, dude. I want to see the top 15 in the fucking world battle it out. Like, I don't want to see 75 fucking minutes of bikini posing by like girls who qualified because they were overseas and no one showed up. Like, I'm sorry. There needs to be some kind of qualification system, which actually,
Right.
What was it, Steve, I think Steve talked about it, the qualification system. Like he wants to do like maybe a preliminary show before to qualify for the Olympia. So like you qualify, but then all the qualified girls come to one show and they compete before, and then maybe the top 15 go or the top 20 go. That's how they're going to start limiting this. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Yeah, I remember.
Because there's too many girls.
There should be. I mean, dude, right now there's already like 40 something freaking men's physique athletes qualified. Like
for the Olympia?
Fuck, bro.
Yep.
It's already projected to be the highest amount of.
And only 16 place, right?
Yep.
Technically, yes.
So I think only 10 go to the night show.
You have
10 go
to
the night show.
cut it down, right?
Yeah. How do you look at all those and be like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's where it is. The quality gets distorted after a while. You just see the same great people. Everyone looks fucking good. Like, especially in bikini, man. Jesus Christ. These girls are nuts. Everyone looks good. I was seeing girls in like last call-outs that should have been the first call-out, to be honest. Like, it's that subjective. So I think having these shows, maybe like a qualification system as you're already qualified, would be kind of cool. What do you think, Raven?
Well, there used to be a point system, and they got rid of it to win a show. I kind of almost like the point system better, where you have to go to multiple and scoring. But apparently the winning of the shows, supposedly there's supposed to be less girls, but I still feel like there's just as many.
So it's money. If you follow the money,
it is money. It, like everything related in this federation is money. So that's why I don't even know if it would be worthwhile to them to cut it down to 15 bikini girls.
Yeah, it's cutting the paycheck.
Like, even though the judges might want that because it's a long day, is the audience going to pay all that money just to watch 15 bikini girls?
yes.
Like, that's a lot of money.
Because you know why? Because there's figure, there's wellness,
you know what I
there's other divisions that are going. And I'm not saying just 15, right?
But
It could be 30. It could be 30.
15 of
Yeah,
each
but not
division.
50.
Not 50 or 60.
50 is insane. That's
Now-
why I feel like they should almost go back to like a different type of point system or something.
If you're qualified and then you run some shows, you have some points.
Yeah, so they
So
used
you're going to be in a tier. So I remember that system.
But that was to qualify, like, the point system was for people that weren't winning shows and they were getting
Exactly.
second, third, and fourth
100%.
to build up enough points to be like, okay, if Dustin is right there every time, he keeps fucking seeing Ari or whatever show up slaughtering him. There's nothing you can do against that guy, but he's second at 7 shows.
Now
He gets
gaining all these
points to go.
and they're gonna be like, okay, well now the cutoff for points is right here. Everybody here and who has
Did anybody see that though when Steve talked about that, when he pretty much said that they're gonna make that, like, that is a thing.
I haven't heard about
he
that.
didn't
see
say
that?
that they're going to. They said that it has been on.
The table,
Yeah.
which means it's probably in their heads and they should
nice.
be done
But
because
how would
everyone's
that work?
complaining.
It would be like
don't know.
a
It would
mini
be-
Olympia.
Pretty much, exactly.
You'd have to peak again.
Yep.
You'd have to. It would end up just being another gigantic show.
It would be just for the bigger divisions, right? Because men's open only have like 20 guys in it max, right? It'd be for bikini, men's physique. Figure doesn't even, I don't know, figure has like 30, 40 now. So it just depends. And as the sport grows, guys, people don't understand. It's all about the fucking money, right? If Raven wants to open a show and she's got the money, they're going to give her a fucking show. And guess what? If she has to pay money for each open division. So that's more money back in their pockets. And guess what? That's another person qualified for the Olympia. And that's what's happening. There's too many shows now. In Florida, there's a show every damn weekend,
Oh
right?
my gosh, every weekend. Sometimes
weekend.
multiple in one weekend.
It's insane. And those are qualifications for the Olympia. Like, there has to be something there, right? And it takes nothing away from the people that qualify because they're all so damn good. It's just going to make the quality a little bit better, you know? So that's what I got.
Definitely needs some better quality. I can't stand sitting there through 50, 60 competitors. People just get lost. How you get, you know what I mean?
You know what it is, too? Is it's actually not fair to the athletes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the biggest thing, you know?
Because they're not getting the look that they deserve.
Yep. Because they know what that paper look, man. We got, let's just say bikini. We got Amy. We got Ashley Coltwasher. We have Jen Dory. bro, those first call-outs are not even thinking about anyone else. That's there. It's already written down, bro. Like that's my top 6 because everyone looks the fucking same.
Yeah.
It's not fair to the athletes.
No,
man.
absolutely.
You know, like it needs to be like a tier thing. Like, okay, maybe it's a mixed shuffle. These 10 competitors go to this show, this, and then whatever it is come together. I don't know. It has to be something like that.
And then, like you're also saying, there needs to be some sort of a standard in amount of athletes necessary in order to qualify. Because in China, they had that one fucking competition
girls.
we're right.
Yeah,
and then
3
men's
bikini
physique,
girls,
there was only 4.
Yeah.
There's 4 guys in men's physique.
They're going to Olympia.
At a pro show. And there was a fucking qualification. What the fuck?
No, when that happened at an OCB show to get a pro card, someone over here was angry that the pro card wasn't awarded.
Hey,
So it's like,
hey, I didn't complain that hard though.
oh, you
Okay.
did. You said, I don't like the OCB for this exact reason right here. It's
Dustin
bullshit,
said it.
is
Okay,
what
I
you
didn't
said.
say nothing. Dustin said
So it's like
Okay.
you ragging on one federation for not giving out a pro card, but here you are, your favorite federation awarding somebody with only 2 other competitors. So it's-
Isn't the NPC? Don't they have the same standard? It's 5.
no.
It used to be in the rules. It was like you had to
NPC.
get them.
So what they'll do? They'll never take a pro card out. So let's just say that
already
Raven
paid
goes
for.
and there's only 2 girls. She's getting a pro card.
Yes. The,
Automatic. Like when Emily went, she only had 3 girls in her class.
They
This
took it
girl
out
still-
of bodybuilding. What show was that last year?
I know what you're talking about. I don't
They
know why
took it.
they did that.
The bodybuilders didn't even get a pro
was
card
insane.
at a national show.
before they showed up, though, that was already
could've been
decided because they have to pay per pro card, and if they don't have enough entries, they're not going to pay for it.
Like Junior USA's
Yeah.
don't have
They only do,
bodybuilding
like-
pro card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as an athlete, why would
But
you
they
even
have
go?
a body for the name.
Open body
Chris
junior shows you wouldn't do.
Chris Massaro won.
Yeah.
Junior Nationals, didn't get his pro card. He won the overall there. It is what it is.
It's never been a pro
you know?
qualifier.
Yeah, exactly. People do it for fun. Do it for the title.
But like
Do
you
it to build
don't get a
your
lot of
name.
open bodybuilding. You might have 4 or 5 in a class
Yeah.
at that big of a show because there's no quote unquote reason.
Yeah.
I feel like back in the day it was way bigger when people. I feel like you had to earn your stripes a little bit more. Like you'd have to
did.
do a very local show and then a regional show and then a junior national, junior USA, and then go up to a national USA's or North Americans. But I feel like that doesn't happen too much anymore. People just jump into. They get second place in an open show and then boom,
Yep.
USA's.
Do you know
qualified? Yeah.
Do you know how many guys turned down the pro card? Back in the day, do you know how many guys turned down the pro card after they win?
Yeah,
Why?
there was-
Like I think they weren't ready. They didn't feel like they deserved it, so they would turn it down and they would go compete again the
Well,
next
did
year.
it have to do with money too? So they're
insane.
getting paid more to be amateur.
No, I don't think so. It was just because they didn't. They
Who was
weren't
that?
ready.
I've heard that.
Who was, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe one guy. Maybe I don't know.
Who was that podcast you did it with?
Which one? Kamal.
Yes, that's what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
There's the fact that they were getting paid more as an amateur.
different.
It's weird.
He's in a different country, obviously,
Federation, too.
and federation, and in that country and federation, they pay their amateurs,
Right.
right?
So it didn't make any sense to become a pro.
In
Yeah,
his
exactly.
What are we moving to?
What as soon as you turn pro, they take the
well, he wasn't competing there anymore. He was competing in the IFBB, which the IFBB is completely different, right? And so, yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. It is what it is. But let's switch it up. Dustin, I don't know what you want to talk about, buddy, but I'm ready. I'm ready for you, man. Let's go.
here's a good one. All right.
Oh, no.
So, adherence to the plan, okay, number
I love
one.
this topic already.
But, right, when you get a plan from us as coaches, right, we normally like to put a little excerpt at the top specifically meant for you, right? You got to read it, okay? And I'm telling you this from experience because I just fucked up the last 3 weeks.
Probably. Yeah.
I wasn't on Trent.
What do you do? Oh, no? Okay, God. Okay.
So today was my first day taking Trent.
Oh, wow. He fucked up,
Yeah,
guys.
I fucked
Off the
up. I
fucking
fucked
team.
up.
This is new
So
for you.
bad. Yeah,
He
he
didn't
know.
take the trend.
He didn't know yet. So my idea behind it, I thought we were on the same page, but I mean, again, that's fucking completely my fault because I didn't read what my coach had put there. You know,
Unacceptable.
I just
I've done that.
yeah. So the motherfuckers better be on
What
your
did you
shit.
assume that it said?
You know,
That's what caps. Trend going in. Trend. He missed
you gotta
the
put the
God.
highlighter and shit on there. Yeah, I don't know. So I mean, to me, I was considering, and this was my train of thought, is that we were going to not incorporate trend until around 10 to 8 weeks out because that would then mean 8 weeks to this competition. Then I got 4 to the next, and another 4 to the next one after that, which would be in total 16 weeks of trend. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, run that shit up, motherfucker. Listen, first
So,
show.
but if not, that was like
Listen,
fucking
listen.
20 weeks.
What do we learn? You know, we got to bring it right once. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
go in there swinging once because that's all we need.
Yeah.
And then we're qualified after that.
So
you know, So, but I get where you're going from. That's why communication. That's your fault too.
That is my fault.
No communication there.
That was totally my fault.
Let's see how many times Dustin texted me in the past few weeks. Let's see. Probably none. So that's funny. So what do you want to talk about? Communication?
Yeah, so one, communication, two, adherence to the plan, and also reading over the plan thoroughly when we give these plans to you. So yeah, anybody?
It's okay. I've been there, Dustin. I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
But she never admitted it. No. That's the thing. She may have not admitted it.
No, to me, it's like really random, like supplements that you'll add. Like you threw in some immune supplement after I was sick. Maybe still haven't bought those.
Well, I should get sick again. I'd be like, I should have bought those immune supplements each time.
I'll get them tonight right after this podcast. I just hate taking more pills. So every time I see a new supplement, I'm like, do I need that?
Yeah.
But I know I need it. So I'll get it. But yes, I've been there.
You know what? I don't know how other coaches do it, but what I do is every single change I make, guys, I do right at the top. Like, guys,
Yep, I do
adding
too.
the trend, adding the immune system
my
support,
fault.
whatever it is, it's up at the damn top.
Yep.
Okay? So that's what I
Maybe
personally
gotta change
do.
the colors
You
up
know,
there.
My
now, too.
fault.
I
Maybe I'll
highlight
do
it
more.
too. I
Do you?
actually I dumb it down a little bit and I highlight
You
it.
highlight it? Yeah. Maybe.
That's very nice of you.
But, I still think people need to follow the plan. You know what I'm saying? If that's what
100%.
we want to talk about here is like people just cheating and not following the plan. Guys, it truly from first place to third place comes down to the little fucking things. Ask Jen. Like seriously, ask Jen how close that was. Like her pro card was a fucking battle. Every single time we got up on stage, she was right there, second. Finally got it. Yeah. If she was 5% off plan, we would have won.
I was never off plan though, just to clarify.
No, I know, but if you were off plan,
Exactly.
we were still on plan,
Exactly.
and still got fucking second. But I'm saying if you were off plan, we wouldn't have even been
100%. Yep.
So people, I don't know why you hire a coach not to follow the damn plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I truly don't understand, and it
Don't
always
question.
mind boggles me.
You can ask questions. That's
Yeah.
great, but don't question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask questions. Why are we doing this? I'm happy to answer them. I love
Absolutely.
clients ask questions, but like, don't think that you know more than the coach. If you're hiring the coach,
Yeah.
trust their guidance.
Exactly. Or like screenshots. Bro, don't screenshot shit and send it to me. Do not go on fucking Google and screenshot something and send it to me because it really triggers me. I don't know why. Like it just does.
Why can't I have a cheat meal?
Exactly. Because I know you're a motive, right? Like
GPT
I
said.
swear to God, we know who it is. I swear to God, this person went on Google, typed in, literally, why should I get a cheat meal if I'm in a prep? And hit enter and screenshotted it and sent it to me. Matt, this is what Google's saying that I should do. Because
Then hire Google, bitch.
Exactly.
I was dude, she knows who it is. This girl's already cheating. Like she's already been caught cheating a million times. It's like, and you want more? No. And I know you've been cheating because everyone tells me you've been cheating. Okay.
Yep.
So now you're messaging me and I'm just like, I'm really upset at that point.
Honestly,
That's the thing
that's
in
cheater's
Sarasota.
mentality too. Like once you start cheating, you're gonna continue to cheat.
I think too, with
know?
like cheating
Agreed.
on a diet, it's not like once you start, then you're gonna keep going. I think when you're on a very clean diet and say you have a bite of your boyfriend's chocolate or your kid's fruit snacks, right? Then you put that into your body and your body starts craving whatever you recently have. It starts craving the processed food
Yep.
because of the additives they put into it that have an addictive chemical in it that makes you want it. So even though you might have a really strong mindset, there's chemicals in these things that you might be taking a bite of. So one bite with a strong mindset can still give you that addictive craving and make you then keep falling down the line. It's either that or people are like, I've already cheated once. I'm just going to keep it going and not tell my coach.
I
It's
think
one
that's
of the
another reason
two.
why taking out the artificial sweeteners is a
Yes.
great idea because
Yes.
that is doing the same thing. It's tricking you into like wanting sugar and wanting the sweets and stuff like that. So pull that fucking sugar-free syrup out at the beginning.
Makes
you
it
know?
easier on you. The
Yeah.
less you have that stuff, the
then you don't
my
have to
hardest
take it
days in
away.
prep were my high days. When you give me more carbs,
Oh, man,
those
yeah.
are my hardest days in prep.
Because it teaches you.
Just I got a little taste of it. Yeah, I'd rather have no carbs. Just don't give me a taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with the sweets. Just I'd rather have nothing.
Absolutely.
Agree.
I take that out as, this one for sure. I took everything out like from square one, bro. I was like, I'm not fucking with it. I don't care anymore. It is what it is. This is where I'm going. I know the route that I need to take to get there, and it is this struggle. Let's go. So, and then it's easier to take it out earlier than it is to take it out later. If you are continuously just, you know, you're just looking towards this. Oh man, my oatmeal with this or my BCAAs or whatever the hell it may be. And then you drink that BCAAs and then you're going to end up drinking maybe another scoop freaking later on in the day.
Exactly.
But then as you get further into the show and then your coach is like, all right, no more artificial sweeteners. This is going to be much harder for you to
100%.
I'm off of that shit. But
In my prep, if I liked it, I took it out, bro. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Like 10 weeks out, I cut all almond butter. Even though it was an option, we always give options, right? I went down to oils because guess what? I would only have a spoonful of fucking almond butter, and guess what I was thinking about for the whole day?
almond butter.
I'm thinking about fucking almond butter. But when I took it out, when I seriously took it out, I'm like, you know what? I'm just not doing it. 10 weeks out, I'm teasing myself every time I do this shit. Took it out, guys. I didn't even think about almond butter after 3 fucking days. Like people are all obsessed with this gum with their BCAAs, bro. Can we cut that shit the fuck out? Just cut it out of your body. Give it a
100%.
week. You're not even gonna fucking want it anymore. I promise.
And then you don't.
Absolutely.
If you continue to not have it in the off season, your prep's a lot easier too.
You're really good at that, actually.
Yeah,
'Cause
I eat the exact same way as I do in prep, which is boring as fuck, but it is what it is. Like when I go into prep, it's going to be super easy.
Yep.
Peanut butter's got the protein. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Hello, special guy.
It's almost like, you know,
the
if you're a
Special guy.
if you're addicted
I'm gonna
to
put it right in here.
if you're addicted to like smoking,
Yeah.
and you're in a prep, let's say, and you smoke once in a while, you're gonna be thinking about that, right?
Yeah,
But when you straight up just cut that shit out and let your body detox off it, you're not even gonna want it anymore.
Right.
So that's a big tip for people is to do that shit. Cut it out.
Cut it out as soon as you can. Sauces too. Get it the fuck out. It's like yesterday. What's your name? Jess was like, you asked me for Jess if I had any prep sauces. I was like,
did.
what? No, no fucking prep sauce.
You know, before you were doing a lot of them. Like last prep was a lot of them.
I had a little bit.
Yeah, which was fine. Which was all totally
Until
fine.
you told me cut, and they were cut. Anyways, the other side of things I want to talk about is communication, right? So, communicating everything with your coach. Anything that you do off plan, for sure, cool. Like unbeknownst to me, I didn't read that shit. It's totally my fault. And now that I know, I was going to tell you yesterday, but I was like, this would be a good topic. I want to see what his response would be live.
Fucked up. Losing the show from not taking trend.
Right. Other than that, 1,000% on fucking plan. You know, obviously the food and everything was on to the T. So I got cramps first week that I got clen. All right?
He's struggle bus over here right now.
You don't know what cramps are? You never had cramps?
Just to me.
Cramps. Just pretty much just you cramp. Really
Dude,
fucking
Muscle
bad.
cramps.
Where?
Cramps.
You can have them anywhere, bro.
I
So
do in my toes.
Toes,
yeah,
yeah.
toes.
Terrible.
Some people get them in their forearms, their
Abs.
hands,
My abs.
abs. Oh yeah, big time abs. I get in my cheeks right here from like smiling. You know, it hurts. No, so all right. First time that I got cramps was this prep when I started them 2 weeks ago. Oh man, it was the worst thing I've ever felt in my life. So it was a leg day. I hit legs like I normally do. I usually fucking crush everything. I mean, you've worked out with me. You know, we push. We don't fucking slack on anything. Leg is no different. Love hitting legs. Arguably, I could have said that I probably could have gone harder that day for legs, but got home, started cooking meal. Marie went to the gym, came back. I was eating my meal, feeding Kiki some of my meal, and then Marie's like, "Just bring the baby in the shower after you're done, and then whatever." I was like, "All right, cool." So she goes. I finish up the meal. I do a little freaking hamstring curl to close the freaking couch. I go to stand up. The moment that I stood up, my legs locked.
Hamstrings.
Like you're not bending these, bro. Like, I had the baby in my arms. I was like, put the baby down, bro. And I was like, like this was like, I was like, help, I need help.
It was so bad that Marie almost called me. She almost. What do you need me to call Matt?
I was like,
What's he gonna do?
I was like, that's your first. I was like, give me some salt. I need salt water now. Like, you know what I mean? And then I was like, she's like, what do you want me to do? Try to bend my legs. She tried to, they're not bending. They're not bending. I was like, salt water, please. So she put water, right? And I hear like a little shh. And I'm like, no, I need more than that.
The whole fucking bottle.
So that was my experience with that. Sucked balls. Probably lasted like 10 to 15 minutes, right?
the worst.
To where I finally got the ability to kind of like kneel on the couch and like lean back and stretch my quad, right?
I bet that's the last time you close a couch like that.
Horrible. So then, I soak in a warm bath, it helped out a little bit, showered, went and ate another meal, sat back down, I went to get up to go put my dish in the sink, and then I was going to grab the laptop to freaking do the editing of the podcast. But the moment that I stood up, my right leg locked up again. Same fucking thing. It was sucked.
Yeah.
So this past week, started to feel it again, right? I've never felt cramps like that in my life. They were always very mild. That was the most severe freaking cramp I've ever had in my life. I would rather get shot, Right. So I started to feel it again. I said, fuck this, went over to Publix and I grabbed like the quickest thing that I could, which what I saw was a Gatorade rapid hydration. So I looked on it, had 14 grams of fucking carbs. I was like, fuck, this ain't one thing, whatever. Smashed it. I took a picture of it, sent it to the mat. You know, so if I do anything off plan, I'm going to let him know, because who knows, it could affect the overall results of what we're trying to achieve for that week. Who knows? But you know, I wanted to be as transparent as I could with him. So,
Well, it's a fine line as a coach.
Yeah.
You can't like jump down their throat for messing up, or they'll never tell you anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you also can't coddle them to say, hey, it's all good, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So how do you handle it?
It's very tricky, right? Raven, I mean, Raven, I'll ask you, like, you know, in the beginning, you know, how hard was it to come to Matt and be like, guys, I'm fucking up? Like, how hard was it?
Oh, no, because
like,
you're so
you
rude.
see-
He's so mean. He's not nice about it. He goes, what the fuck are you doing, Raven?
No, I did not.
No, yes,
I've
you did.
never
Oh, my God.
talk to you like that.
Yes, 100%. It has been recently this prep that Matt has decided to be nice, okay?
Well, why is that?
Because I've been good this prep.
Okay, then.
But anyway,
So-
yeah, don't cheat on anything if Matt's your coach.
I disagree, and I highly disagree. And this is what it is. It's like when I know you cheat, right? And you're a client of mine. I know you fucking cheat. I hear it from your boyfriend. I hear it from this person over here. Your roommates. I hear it from everyone. Everyone tells me what you guys do. So when you lie to my face over and over and over, I might get a little bit upset about it because I'm like, dude, you got to tell me so I can at least address the situation and then go from there, right? Yeah. And this happens a lot with clients, man, is they think they can hide shit. And you're only doing yourself a disservice. And I think that you need to trust your coach enough to come and tell me when you're struggling. And I think that's also really important. I don't think a lot of athletes understand that, you know, you need to be able to come to your coach and be like, hey, look, I'm really tapped. Like, I'm fucking struggling. I'm mentally just depressed right now. We've had plenty of discussions, man, for his prep. Like last prep, I literally talked to him. I was like, hey, man, like, how you feeling right now? Like, are you, you know, I see in your face, like, you're pretty fucking tapped out, aren't you? He's like, yeah, I don't even want to do this shit anymore. That's what he said 3 weeks out. Didn't want to do it. But you know what? He communicated with me. We work fucking through it. Like, athletes hide stuff, and they hide when they're, because they want to appear like they're like perfect. And you're human. This is bodybuilding. You're not going to be perfect. You have to be able to be honest with your coach, you know, and that's how you do it.
Well, I think the biggest thing too with being honest about your coach, like how Dustin sent you a photo of his Gatorade and how he said in case it affects whatever you were trying to achieve that week. Like, if you do cheat on your diet and then you don't tell your coach, they're gonna think that your plan that they're giving you is not working. Therefore, they are gonna then in return cut something out of your plan or maybe lower food when maybe it didn't need to be lowered at all. You just needed to communicate with them that you messed up, and maybe that's why your weight went up or that's why your weight hasn't dropped because you had something you weren't supposed to have. So that's why like communication is so important, because Matt has no idea what's going on if you don't tell him. Like, and I'm just kidding. You can go to Matt and tell him the truth. He'll probably be nice to you. It's just me. Nice. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, tell your coach. That way we know if our plan is working or not, and then we can help you from there. But we can't help you if we don't know what's going on.
And if you're supposed to have a refeed, have just the refeed.
Exactly.
You know, not all the other shit on top of it.
Not a 7-course
think your coach
meal.
isn't going to see that extra.
I know. Yeah. And that's what'll kill you right there. That's what will fucking kill you, man. When I give, dude, I had this girl. She was one of my first clients ever, actually. I'm not gonna say her name, but I gave her pasta. Well, I didn't give her pasta. I said, hey, go have a meal. Right? This is before when I first started coaching. I don't fucking know. Go have a meal today. You look amazing. Like, you look like you need a meal. Bro, she must have. She's 5 foot. She must have ate the entire restaurant. She was up fucking 12 pounds. In one day, guys, 12 pounds. No. I said, what the fuck did you eat, dude? Everything. And I'm like, wow. So that's why, you know, you just got to be careful with that. You got to be careful with those free meals, man. It is, you got to
get specific sometimes.
When I used to train in person, like way back when I lived in Tampa, and I had a client, and I was just telling the story the other day. She would go and get her favorite meal from like 4 different restaurants, and then sit down and eat it all. And like I was like, I have to give you a time limit. Like, you have 20 minutes. I had to give her a time limit.
Oh, I respect that though.
How much to eat?
I respect
yeah,
the
yeah.
hustle.
She was like, if I get one meal, I'm getting all my favorites, and we're gonna devour all of it.
wow.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna eat it.
This is like 10 years ago.
For one meal.
She was a monster too.
That's nasty. She should have been entering fucking food eating contests.
Yeah, she probably could have.
She's like, 20 minutes, that's all I got. Okay, here we go. Fucking
I could be her.
got it. Fucking I think I could have got another meal.
You don't even eat that much.
Piece of shit.
Raven thinks she eats a lot. She doesn't eat anything.
Oh my gosh. He gave me a refeed for my birthday and I was going to hibachi.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to eat this whole entire plate. Like, I'm so excited. I think I maybe had 5 pizzas, a filet mignon, maybe this much rice and some veggies. I sent my photo to Matt after. I said, this is how much food I had left. I'm pretty sure it looked like a whole plate of
It looked like it
hibachi
was
food.
pretty much untouched, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was like, ooh. But in my off season, your girl can eat. But in prep, I don't know. If something happens, like even when I feel like I need a refeed and I'm given it, in prep, I can't eat the whole thing. But now off season, that's a different story.
Well, you've been like that for years, though.
A whole
You've been like
store.
that for years. Every time we give you a meal for your birthday, you'd always have leftovers and stuff.
Yeah, but not as much as I had this season. But it's fine because then I dropped 2 pounds a day later, so I'm happy camper right now.
Yep. And if you don't communicate with the coach, you're never getting food. Like, let's be honest. You're never getting fucking food. You got to communicate with your damn coach. Stay on plan, guys. I know it's hard. You're in the toughest sport in the entire world. There's nothing like this. But anyway, let's switch it up. Kevin, what do you got for us today?
One thing on that is if you live in Sarasota or Bradenton, you can't cheat on your diet. I feel like.
Oh my gosh.
I really feel like you can. Didn't you catch
can't.
Alex or something at Five Guys? And
Yes, bro.
Something like
no,
that.
I caught Alex.
Alex,
big
old
tall Alex.
Viking?
I didn't catch my Five Guys. Okay, I got it. Picture to me, like, isn't he in prep? He was at a
that's
Fresh
what I'm
Kitchen,
saying.
bro.
Like you have eyes everywhere. You have eyes
He was at Fresh
everywhere.
Kitchen, bro. So he was getting Fresh Kitchen, like rice and chicken.
Yeah.
But he was doing that for a while, but I didn't know it was that bad. He was doing like a lot of meals, right? Alex, I love you. Love you. You know,
Well,
you're killing it.
told you that you had a client at a new restaurant one time too, and then she lied to you about going.
Who? Which one? I've had this happened so many times. I mean, Tati
won't
was the
name.
worst one. Let's be honest. Tati, I love you, but you were the worst fucking one. 2 weeks out, Alice caught your ass and completely blew your shit up. And she was so funny. Matt, I gotta talk to you. Like, I know it's fine. And I was not mean to her, right? It was 2 weeks out from nationals. I was just like, what are you doing? And this is a big thing that I wanted to say, guys. Look, the reason why I get so upset is because I have so much like care and love for you guys that I know you guys can do it, and I believe in you guys so much. So when you guys do that, it just sets me back. And you coach, all of us coach. It sets you back because you see the athlete. You're like, man, you have so much potential. You could do this shit. Like, you're telling me you want it, and then I found out you're doing this. It's just like, oh, come on, bro. Like I want this for you. You got to want it for yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
It's hard to get away with anything. Like I work obviously with Crunch, and a lot of our athletes work out in Crunch, and I've seen a lot of people. Like I had a guy the other day. He was a couple weeks out. And he's like, hey, I got to go hit my 45 minutes cardio. And like I'm not joking, 7 minutes later he was leaving. I was
No,
like,
bro.
not my client, but I was like, I saw that. You know what I mean?
one of our
Like,
athletes.
there's just eyes everywhere. Yeah, one of our athletes.
Of course.
One of ours.
One of our athletes. I didn't say nothing.
You know who it is. That's
I didn't say nothing.
I probably know exactly what it is.
But yeah, there's eyes. I always felt like you would come in and be like, let me check your meals. Open your bag, let me check your meals. Genuinely. Or like at the grocery store, I'd feel like there's somebody on our team that is always watching us.
All
So
the
if you're in this
time.
area,
All the time.
Yeah,
we're gonna find
it's almost a bad thing that you're on a team, but then a great thing because you get so much love from the community. But I like it because it keeps people accountable, right? Like
I love it.
Like, bro, it's just you have to be held accountable.
But you do have all eyes on you. And I will say it was really annoying when I got a refeed a couple weeks back and I had people DMing me being like, oh, I thought you were on prep. What are you doing? Aren't you on prep? And I was like, hey, I'm actually ahead of schedule and my coach said I could have this refeed. But thank you so much for sliding into my DMs and trying to shame me for my refeed.
No, exactly.
Like,
And-
it's
and-
like
yeah.
people on our team did that. And I was like, girl, you got to show before me. Worry about yourself. I'm
Exactly.
like 20 weeks out, home girl. What are we doing?
And every single
wanna be
person
on
is
your dad's
different,
side.
though. Like,
No,
no,
you
she's
don't wanna
feisty. Every single person is different, right? We all coach now, man. My metabolism is actually just like Dustin's. I'm pretty lucky. But and just like Jen's. And Raven, pretty similar, actually. Kevin, we're actually everyone here kind of has fast metabolism, right? But that doesn't mean that everyone's metabolism's the fucking same.
No,
like,
it's not.
sometimes you got to suffer, man. And just because Raven's going to refeed does not mean that Jen's going to get one. Or does not mean that even if you're all doing the same fucking show. And I get it a lot. Like, you think I wasn't the only one? I heard about that. Like, why does Raven get a refeed and I don't get a refeed?
no,
I
I
look
know,
great. Don't I look
100
great?
yeah.
Why don't I look great? Why don't I deserve it? Or why is this person getting a little bit an extra carb meal when I look better because I understand your metabolism? Or maybe there's a reason why I'm pushing you first. Because guess what? Last fucking show you pulled off the goddamn gas. I'm trying to get your ass ready early just in case we need to do that. So there's a reasons why I do things. And
In comparison is something that'll kill you too.
Oh,
Kill you.
100%.
You know,
they always do.
looking at someone who's doing the same show as you. Why are they doing that? They're ahead of me. And then you just start getting in your head too. Like Raven's abs are showing already, mine aren't showing, and then you start feeling bad. Like, what am I doing wrong? And then you're texting Matt. I
Sorry,
think I have
guys.
too much food. You know, like.
yeah, Raven puts up a picture. Why don't I look like that? Well,
Exactly.
you know, this is your first show and this is Raven's like 7th or 8th,
Right.
10th, or whatever the heck it is. A lot.
100th show.
100th show, literally. But yeah, let's switch it up a little bit. Kevin, what do you got, man? What do you got for us?
let's talk corporate gyms. Let's talk the big box gyms. I know you love this.
Okay, I do love this actually.
Pet peeves at corporate gyms.
Pet
talk
peeves
about
at corporate gyms. Number one, fat trainers.
Oh, God.
Yes.
All right. Started off like,
Not saying all of them are fat,
why don't you like fat trainers?
but because, man, it's just, all right.
They know shit.
Do they? Because if they did,
Can't walk the
why
walk.
don't they follow their own?
Those who can't do teach. I
Yeah.
don't know. But I don't understand how anyone would ever want to invest in that person.
That's what I'm saying,
Who sees
exactly.
that body and be like, yep, that's what I want to look like. Take my money. Especially at these corporate
I know
gyms.
that-
Y'all be
yeah.
charging so much for personal training. It is absurd. It is why I left. So I was able to help people that couldn't afford me at those corporate gyms. Still make a difference. But I don't understand how people just hand their money over to a fat person.
Like, here's my money. I'm giving it all to you in the understanding that you're going to get me to my goals. How? You can't see that. You can't see it. For me, they just don't. They're not walking.
But
the
I
walk.
would argue I've seen coaches that are more out of shape. I've seen competitive national level bodybuilders be horrible coaches in person.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Or like zoning out, not paying attention
Of course.
whatsoever.
100%.
Whereas you might have somebody that's a little more overweight who's on their own journey,
Right.
who gives that client a ton of care, a ton of attention. They can empathize with them. They've been there. I've seen both sides of it. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll tell you now right now, I would never hire a fat fucking trainer ever. It's just embarrassing. Like it's a fucking embarrassment. Honestly, let's be honest. You should not be training people. Like, go to the fucking gym first. Like, you don't even work out. You know, I do got to say though, if you're 50 plus and you're like done, you're like me and I'm fucking done, bro. I just want to be a wizard. Body bio. Perfect fucking example. Dude,
Body
the guy's
bio.
out of shape, bro. But he has the knowledge to fucking teach. He's done it himself. He's done. There's a lot of pro bodybuilders, man, that are older, that are a little bit heavier set, that can teach that knowledge. But what pisses me the fuck off is when you're 24 years old and you think your fat ass should be training anybody. Your fat ass needs to learn how to fucking walk on the goddamn treadmill first before you come teach somebody. That's what pisses me off.
On the topic of trainers, though, I have a bigger problem with the trainers who are not correcting form and who are teaching
dude, I
shit
see
form.
that. Yeah.
Putting their clients, putting a barbell on their client's back when their clients are wearing running sneakers and they're squatting with fucking deadlift bar, which you got rid of. Thank you. There was like 8 deadlift bars at Crunch at one time. I'm like, Kevin, everyone's squatting with a deadlift bar. Do you know how dangerous that is? So like that pisses me off. Like you don't know enough to be teaching someone else and taking their money.
Well,
And they're trusting you. And they're learning poor form, which they have to unlearn later. You know, they're putting themselves at risk for injury.
here's the thing. I think a lot of people that go to these box office gyms, like Raven said, like, they're just not making the money, bro. They're not making enough money. The corporate gym's taking fucking 60%. Kevin, you could tell us a little more, you know, you do in that whole world. But in my opinion, they're not going to work as hard as if they were making a little bit more money. They're looking at it as an actual job. So they're not putting in that heart and soul. And that's what, but you do see some guys, I got to say, man, Crunch, like they have a bunch of great fucking personal trainers. I go in there. I
Absolutely.
love them. I see them all the damn time. There's a big, heavier set guy in Beard. He's amazing. He's a good trainer. He seems like he cares, right? Love it. You could tell. He used to be fucking in shape. He's just an older guy, so he's just letting himself go. He's just having fun now teaching. Love that. But it's the young kids that really get me, man. It's that's what it is. It's the young kids that think that they should be teaching, and they look at it like a job, bro. You're not making the money. Why are you going to do it? I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, in a prior company, I'm not going to name drop, but in a prior company, we paid $12 a session, $12 an hour.
Wow.
For
How do you
trainers.
care what doing that, bro?
So what kind of caliber coach do you expect to get when they're getting paid that low? You know what I
Definitely.
mean? This is years ago, but and that still happens nowadays. I think the rate might be a little bit higher at these gyms, but like you wouldn't expect to get a high quality coach, right?
Well,
Absolutely.
is
Well,
it?
that's why I think the good thing about Crunch, though, you guys have the tiers. So
Yeah,
you're
Crunch pays
gonna
extremely
expect-
well. So
Yeah,
we
that's what
do
I was
get
about to
very
say.
They
solid
expect a better level
coaches.
of service from someone who's.
I was a trainer at Crunch.
Well, here's the thing.
Train like
Okay.
3 sessions a week.
Listen.
No, I used to train before then.
But here's the thing, right? If you look at LA Fitness, you look at everyone else. I heard that Crunch is the best. It has the best
It
tier
is
system.
the best pay wise.
That's what I'm saying. But it's still not enough in my opinion. It wasn't enough, right?
It wasn't
It's
enough
almost
at
like you're
all.
robbing the client just for the box office gyms to make the money. But I don't want to go down this rabbit hole because I can go forever. But I'm just saying, I don't go down the rabbit hole. I'm just saying it's tough to find that trainer that's okay making $20 an hour and give Dustin 100%, give Raven 100%. And I think when you find a trainer that does work with those gyms, it's because they're doing it for the money, but they actually give a shit. It's like when I was serving tables, bro. I'm the best fucking serving table person ever, bro. Like, I bust on my ass. I'm the fucking best, bro, because I cared about what fuck I did. If I go mop toilets or I go mop all day long. I'm going to be the best goddamn mopper there is because it's inside. So you have to find that person that's inside. And
That's how you do anything. It's how you do everything.
exactly.
Well, back to pet peeves in the gym.
Yeah, I actually got one too.
My biggest pet peeve, and I don't even know if this is just a corporate thing. It probably happens at bodybuilding gyms too. People who like to moan or grunt during training, specifically old men and guys. I can't handle it. It is
I've heard grunting. I haven't heard moaning.
Oh, there's somebody.
Heard
There
grunting.
is somebody at the gym we work out of, and I swear he's there every time I train one of my female clients, and I swear he's like near us all the time, and I have to keep talking just so I don't hear him moaning. And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna do it." Actually, no, I can't do it.
I kind of want to.
No, it's
What
like
did he do?
no, like he's literally like moaning
I know,
like a sound that like should be saved for the bedroom, and maybe not even there because it's not.
But he's
nice.
going hard, Raven. Okay,
He is.
He's going
Not if
hard.
If
you're
I hear a
moaning like a
loud
bitch.
crunch, I want to see some weight being moved.
Oh my god, that's
I do.
Natalia was like, I can't fucking do this.
Yeah, no, she did for real. She did for real.
I don't know. I can't handle the grunting or moaning.
All right, so Kevin, please make this make sense for me. Okay. Why is it when I go to fucking Crunch and I wipe my ass with toilet paper, it is the thinnest fucking toilet paper I've ever fucking seen, bro?
What do you want me to do?
Listen, Muff, if you're
Protein
making all this
shakes.
goddamn money
Go
on this
before the
personal
gym,
training,
man. Go
you
before
can't
the
get some
gym.
fucking double cotton, bro. You're
get
getting
some
these like thin paper.
Pre-workout, the pre-workout.
It's a
hits.
half apply. bro.
Pre-workout?
Yeah, it can't go before. It happens during.
So what do we got to say about that one there,
I
Kevin?
think Kevin's in charge
Just
of
double, triple it up. Yeah, I mean,
Bro, it still falls apart though, man. Like, why can't we invest in good toilet paper, bro?
Bring some white.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude wipes.
Yeah,
I'll
dude
buy you
wipes,
dude
dude
wipes
wipes,
for
dude.
Christmas.
okay,
You know how
well,
to do
that's
that.
true. That's
That
true. But
sounds
I'm
like-
not gonna bring.
okay, I will say
toilet
this.
paper to a gym to wipe my ass.
I'll say this.
bro.
I've been working in corporate
You know?
gyms for 8 years now. First complaint about toilet paper I've ever gotten.
Wow.
Swear
okay.
to God.
Really?
Swear.
All right. Well,
We got them when I owned a gym.
did you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you get all kinds of comments.
Well, I'm
My
just
husband
saying. bro,
bought the
like-
fucking Scott shit, and I complained
Yeah.
about it too. So I was like, what are you buying this garbage for?
Yeah, you can't go cheap on toilet paper. So put it that way.
That's what my dad
can't
always
go
said.
fucking
It's
cheap.
like there's stuff you don't go cheap on toilet paper.
You know, honestly, it pisses me off just about the gym is these men, the way they look at fucking women. Like, I get so triggered by this shit. And like,
So
I don't
dude's
think,
just gawking the whole
I don't
time.
think, and we are 90% men. If you are sitting there staring at a girl, you need to honestly, or you need to be ashamed of yourself because it's just disrespectful, bro. Like, you know, I train a lot of girls and they always tell me like, I feel like I feel like I shouldn't even be here because this person's like making me feel uncomfortable. That just happened last week with one of my clients.
Women's only sections are coming back.
Oh yeah,
They got a,
they have
got a
gym
women's only
opening.
gym in Tampa.
Yeah. Honestly,
That's
if
happening
you're
for a reason.
insecure to go to the gym because guys look at you, just take Natalia. One time I was in the gym and Natalia goes, "Hey, I just want you to know, like, I had to fend off a guy for you." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, I saw this kid kept staring at you, and I was giving him a dirty look, and he looked up and saw me and realized I saw him staring at you, and then he got up and ran away."
I was
And
gonna
I
say,
was like-
Natalia and I don't deal with that.
I was
I don't
like,
feel like
I-
anyone's ever looking at us for weird
It's
reasons.
just like, if you're at the LA Fitness I go to and a dude's checking you out, don't worry. Natalia's probably going to scare them away for you and shame them. So it doesn't matter who you are. I know she does that for, like, she's mama bear to random ass strangers in the gym.
No, she is.
She scares every, like, high schoolers. She'll scare grown men. She'll scare if they doing something. So just come down to, you know, my gym in Lakewood Ranch. Don't worry. Don't have that
The
problem.
Russian will be there.
Yeah, the Russian will
Yeah.
be there.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm
100%.
talking about. These guys, they think that they get to stare and like follow you around the gym and be fucking weird. And for one, bro, why are we following around a girl who's super attractive when you're like fat and out of shape or like you're obviously a fucking zero, bro? Like, why are we, you're never going to have a chance with a girl. Why are you making her feel uncomfortable going to the gym? Then you're following her out to her car and saying some shit. Like, bro, I swear, I've heard it all, guys. It just happened 2 weeks ago. It's insane. Like, I was this close to going to talk to the person, but I'm just saying,
do
it's
it.
it's fucking crazy. Like, and you know what even pissed me off even more, guys? If you're in this town, okay, I'm gonna be honest. If you're in this town and you're hitting up every single girl on my team, okay, they fucking talk, guys. Okay, they talk. So be careful, all right? Because your name is being plastered everywhere. I'm just saying.
This is so true. It's so true.
It's true. We've had it happen. You know, and do the same pickup lines, bro.
I know.
Sorry, there's a guy, same pickup line, 3 different girls.
I will say one thing
Go.
that Crunch did that I actually really respected is I did have an incident with a gentleman. He would come next to me on the treadmill every single day, and he started talking and talking and talking and would not leave me alone. Found me on Facebook, started messaging me on Facebook, asking if I wanted to live in the room he was in, and started sending me like shirtless photos of himself. And it was literally like a 40-year-old fat man. And I had to show, like Summer or somebody was at the front desk that I really trusted. And I was like, I don't know what to do about the situation. And she goes, this isn't actually the first time we've heard like about this guy. And they actually sent him like a written notice to not harass women. And I guess he went and did it to somebody else, and they actually revoked his membership.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Yeah. So like
It
gyms,
sucks.
like even corporate gyms, yes, they care. So you have to go up and like talk to them because they do like if you, especially if you have screenshots or any type of proof, or you have other people that surrounded, bring them with you to the front desk because they will get rid of that. Just like communicating with your coach, you have to communicate with your gym because they want a very safe environment.
Have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It doesn't take long for one like bad thing to spread very quickly, and next thing you know, nobody's gonna join your gym.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to
absolutely.
take care. You got to protect the house.
And there's also just weirdos out there, man. Like, it's
Yeah.
just- there's just fucking weirdos. Like,
Yeah.
like I would freak the fuck out if I ever heard that. Like, I couldn't imagine just being a man, being me, just like harassing women like that. It's just weird. Like,
I'll tell you what, man. I had a when I was in Arizona. This was crazy. We had somebody bring up a phone to the front desk, and we didn't know whose it was. So they were able to open it. There was no password on it or whatever. And they looked through the camera roll, and it was just pictures of people in the gym.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was somebody's phone that was just taking pictures of people in the gym. So we actually had a cop that was at the club that we were like close with, gave it to him and let him do what he had to do with it. We're like, that's wild.
That's crazy.
wow, sounds like a weirdo.
Wild. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they're out there, man. Like I said, I chased down that guy. I don't want to go too much into it, but I chased down this guy and dragged his ass back, beat his ass, dragged him back to the house, right? I looked at his phone, and he was like a peeping Tom. He going, dude, thousands of videos, bro.
Yeah.
Thousands. Obviously, cops pull up and shit, but thousands of videos. This guy got arrested. Literally nothing happened. They let him out of like probation or something fucking stupid. But like, dude, I went like this. It was like thousands of videos. Video.
Just through a window.
Around here?
Yeah.
Somewhere local?
Yeah, it was unfucking
Crazy,
believable, man.
dude.
Like, so people are weird. So guys and ladies, especially, watch yourself when you're in the gym, right? Be cautious of that shit. Don't go outside. Like this specific person I was talking about, like didn't even want to go out to her car, like because it was that weird. He was like falling around and shit. So just watch out for that. But anyway, last topic that I want to talk about is really post-show blues and just depression and bodybuilding in general.
Yeah.
It's a huge topic, man. We go through this. Me and Raven, wow. Again, really everyone, especially with women though, it goes so bad so fast. Especially like when you get on stage, man. You have the best time of your life, right? It was great. You got second. You got third. Now you're fucking pissed. Now you bench for 3-4 days. Now you're mad because you still want to keep going, and it's just this big catapult effect. So Raven, you can start us off on this. What do you got?
I mean, it is something that needs to be addressed almost kind of before you start prep. And I try to warn my clients before their peak week even comes. I'm like, hey, I know we're super excited to get on stage. I need you to know that when you step off stage, it's almost going to be harder for you than the whole entire prep that you've endured. Like, because then you have to go back on your diet. You have to go back to the cardio, slowly dwindle it down. They're either like on a high from their show, so they go out and celebrate and binge eat, or they're on a low from their show because they had high standards, didn't meet them, and then they go binge eat. And right after your show is when your body is the most like susceptible to food. Like it will take everything and hold it. It ain't coming out. It's not getting released. And like we have clients, specifically females, I know the guys do too,
we've
gain
had some
weight like that. And then they already were in a weird headspace because they might not have done as well as they want. And then they gain all this weight back. And now you have all this free time because you're not doing, as much work as when you were in preps. And then you feel lost because you don't have a goal to work towards. And there's so many things that just go wrong after a show. And I feel like you have to be more mentally tough after your show than before it. It's like
Definitely.
it's really rough. Like, and I've had a lot of parents reach out to me actually concerned for their child that I put through a prep. And I'm like, I don't know that my client's going through this because they're not talking to me. But
shut down.
I have moms saying, hey, my daughter's crying every single day. She's upset. She's depressed. As a coach, yes, I want to be there for them in that moment. But if they're not willing to open up with me and tell me that they're struggling, and you just told me I can't tell your child that you told me this, like, there's not a lot I can do as a coach. You know what I mean? So it's a really hard. That is where communication is really important too, if not more important after a show.
Yeah.
The thing is too, bodybuilding is so extreme that you're literally like going to the brink of death in some cases, you know, and then you're coming back. So it's like you have that mental toughness to get to that point, but then what the fuck do you do after? And like your hormones are shot. You don't have like the signaling to tell you when you're hungry or you're full, and you're just going to keep eating. Yeah. So all that shit goes wrong too. And then you gain the weight and then you feel bad. It's just...
Well, have you guys seen the Instagram reel that's been going around that's really popular about a girl backstage eating her donut when she gets off stage? And it was like, she doesn't know it yet, but she's about to, you know, like gain 30 pounds and be in the worst relationship with food that she's ever been in her life. Yeah. It's almost like stirring people away from competing, which is really, really sad.
Well, it should steer the ones who don't have a good relationship with food away.
Yeah.
You have no business entering prep if you don't have a good relationship with food. You know, and that's why I want to make sure I'm working with people for a long period of time before they go into prep, because I need to make sure that they're okay and that they are, you know, they don't have that bad relationship with food where it's going to, you know, be horrible after the show.
I think like you almost have to prep a client like, hey, just because we're done coaching doesn't mean you should drop me as your coach. Like you need to stay with me for a reverse, because so many 100%. People financially will drop you after a show. And it's not because they don't want to stick with you, it's because they can't financially do it. But I think like when I talk to clients now, I'm like, hey, you're going to be with me at least give me 2 or 3 more months after your show before you go and, you know, save financially. And it's not because I need your money. It's because I'm trying to save you mentally. Like it's almost a mental challenge after.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much, man. And, you know, guys, it's not done when you get off stage. It hasn't even fucking begun yet. No. Like, it really hasn't even begun. And I've seen the best athletes in the world mentally, good to go. Never thought this would be a problem, collapse them. Because that food starts coming back, right? You start eating, now you're eating more, and then your fucking ankles are this swollen, and now you're messing with Matt, and I said, hey, look, we got to do 3 days of no carb because you're fucking gonna die, like, because your ankles, you're gonna fucking die. We need to do this shit. They don't do it. They eat more, and now it's just this big cattle. Even though they were the strongest mental client in the world, they won their show, they did everything right. You gotta stick with. That's the biggest pet peeve of mine, man. Is when people drop you after a show. Like, do you not understand that? Like, this is either 2 things. We got to rebound your body, and we got to make sure you're healthy. But 2, do people not understand that the 3 months after shows, when you make the biggest progress in the off season, your body is a sponge at this point. So if you just flood it with a bunch of shit food, you're not going to get the same results you would if you stayed on plan and stick with me and let me actually grow you in those 3 months. So I don't know. What do you think?
Putting yourself in a deficit for that extended period of time is priming you for growth, right? So when you get off that competition stage, go have a meal, go have a good breakfast. And the ones who are truly dedicated and the ones who, I mean, you can potentially consider elite athletes in the terms of minds and that mental athlete or stage that you got to play up there, go right back into it on Monday. And then Monday, you're freaking back to the races. You're going to get your refeeds. You're going to get more meals. You're going to get more freedom as it comes, but it's going to come slower, incrementally. Food's gonna go up. Your workouts are gonna feel better. The pump is gonna come back. Holy shit, and so there's things that make you feel good too about that off season. But you really have to. You got to fight those battles of depression. It does suck. It does suck when you no longer have that date to look forward to, and there's not something for you to kind of like push towards. But you have to set another goal. Your goal at this point is to gain this much weight healthily and stay as lean as possible in doing so. If you can accomplish that right there, your next prep is going to be a breeze. I mean, it's still going to have that same difficulty in terms of being hard and the struggle that you have to go into, but you're going to see so much more improvement.
Let me ask you guys something. All right, your first show, did you go fucking ham?
Absolutely.
Go.
After
first show.
I am someone who takes competing seriously, but I will say I think I have effed up off season every single time. Like, it does not get easier. Like, I will say I was like maybe 3 pounds lighter this season, and I did pretty well. But then, like, knowing I was about to jump into prep again, I was like, fuck, I need more pasta. I need more pizza. That was almost when I ate more, knowing I was about to start a prep again. But I'm
not even talking about that. I'm talking about, like, for, like, a week. Did you, the first show?
Oh, I was so sick.
Thank you.
So
Kevin,
sick.
did you, your first show, bro?
When I was 18?
Your first show?
No, I remember getting home and eating oatmeal.
No.
Oh, no.
I got dead last. Yeah, it wasn't any good.
Jen,
Oh yeah,
I know you. I
got
know.
fat. Yeah.
Dustin.
Well, my first show was in California. I ate for the first 3 days, and then I was back on prep, and I had another competition 3 weeks later.
I'll say for the last
okay,
show,
that's
for the
fair.
last show, I stayed on plan, but I gave myself a treat after every meal.
Yeah.
Like literally to work, I would bring my 4 meals, and after each meal, I'd have M&Ms.
Exactly.
I like that
It wasn't.
idea.
It was like my reward. I was like, if I eat my meal on plan, I get this treat, which happens to be a gigantic cookie.
I think
Family
I
size
think
cookies,
it
M&Ms.
It was like a reward for myself. It wasn't
So,
all I was
guys,
eating.
listen, I did the same thing. Okay, I gained 30 pounds in 3 days. I don't care. I don't regret it. I don't fucking give a shit, right? Because I was okay with it. I want to be fucking big. Point I'm trying to make is I feel like, don't you feel like athletes kind of just have to go through it once? Like, it doesn't matter how much I fucking tell you. It doesn't matter how much your mom told you to not smoke. You're going to fucking smoke. Like, it doesn't matter how, I never did. Thank God. Knock on wood. Never in my life and never will. But no matter how much we tell these people, guys, this is going to fucking destroy you. Do not do it. They're going to do it anyway their first show. You have to learn your lesson.
Like, kind of thing.
100%.
You got to learn your
You
lesson.
have to remember what it feels like.
Yep.
Have your ankles swollen. And
Yeah. I didn't mind it. I was fine. I knew
Your
it was
ankles
gonna be
swelled
big
up
as shit.
pretty good?
Bro, can you fucking kidding me, bro?
I've never had that.
No?
Knock on wood.
All right, I gained 30 pounds. And that was on Monday, guys. I was like 197 on Friday for weigh-ins.
Was this your last prep?
No, my before. The last prep was pretty good. I only gained like 10 pounds. And then on Monday, I was like 225. So I gained more, like 30 something pounds. Dude, my hands were so swollen, I couldn't even close them. I kept eating though. I didn't fucking care, and it was really dangerous. But I'm just saying, the point I'm trying to make, guys, is you're gonna go through it once.
Yeah.
But hopefully you don't. That's what I'm trying to explain to people. Don't do it. It's almost like telling people not to be a powerlifter and they're going to eventually get injured, and you're going to eventually get injured. Right, Jen? What do you think?
Yeah,
Eventually it's going to happen, right? They're going to do it.
What
Let
did
them
you
do it.
eat?
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God.
Did it
Well, wait,
eat?
what is it? What was like the first meal?
So, you know what, man? I didn't have a Coke for a long time. When I do a prep, I do it 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Like 1,000,000%. I'm doing water for 16 weeks, guys. I don't fucking play. I don't even do coffee. Like, I wish I like coffee. I don't fucking like coffee. So it would be like Coke, like, dude, just everything, bro.
Coke, fucking Slurpee,
bro,
fucking
Reese's.
what
Oh
up?
my God, Reese's. Holy shit, Reese's, Coke, bro, Oreos, everything.
You
bro.
always have
Guys,
something
listen,
in your hand.
I would go to Five Guys, eat like 2 burgers, exactly, 2 burgers. Oh my God, bro, Blue Bell ice cream. Oh man, listen, a tub of Blue Bell ice cream. I'm not lying, like the whole fucking tub with Butterfinger. I would just like the day after the show, like that night, I had Blue Bell ice cream.
You had it all
and
planned out
Butterfinger.
ahead of time, too,
All
I'm
planned
sure.
out, bro.
Yeah.
Cookies. Bro, they couldn't even give me enough fucking cookies, bro. So yes, it was everything, but that's the point I'm trying to make. I fucked myself up. So this last prep, dude, I didn't even care. I literally did not care about food because I already got it out of my system before. So it was perfect the last prep.
How about making your athletes brownies for after the show?
That
How
was
do you
a
feel about
mistake.
that?
I feel it was pretty good though because it was only one. It was,
I might get brownies.
you might get some brownies. You know what I'm saying? But
He made some
brownies.
pretty good one. What was it like?
go.
Oreo,
Reese's, bro.
Reese's, or
Reese's
whatever?
Reese's brownies. Oh my God.
That North Americans, they came all the way to
Wow.
Pittsburgh.
It's
I
pretty good.
traveled to North Americans. With
Wow,
these
you might
brownies.
need to find a new assistant because wow.
Yeah, Jen got the special treatment. You know what it was? Seriously, you know what it was?
What was it?
I was prepping at that time. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just like the satisfaction of my clients eating in front of me when I can't eat myself. So that was the problem.
That's a weird fetish.
It was a weird fetish. It is what it is.
Like, here, eat this.
So, and yeah, they're pretty good. So
He's
now-
that guy on the phone.
how about this? Every show I'll make some brownies. Okay. I'll make some brownies. You'll have brownies the next show. I promise you.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
let your clients binge.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, you
Looking
guys,
forward to dieting again.
what's up?
You're looking forward to prepping
Same.
again.
Yeah, you're feeling it.
Everyone
now?
says that until
I
they're
just-
dieting,
yeah,
What
yeah,
about
it's-
you?
it's one of
You
the-
looking forward to off season or what?
Yes and no. I'm like, I kind of just want to get to this first show and see what happens because I don't even know what's going to happen after this show. I have like no plan B right now. And even if I do get a pro card, I have no idea if I'm wanting to compete again. I don't know what's going to happen. I am excited a little bit for off season just to go back to like being normal. But honestly, I've been okay this year. Like I haven't really craved any food. I've been kind of chilling. I feel like I've been very nice this
It's pretty
prep.
good. But that's literally how it works.
Yeah.
Is that when you're in prep, you're like, I want to be in off season.
Yep.
I know for damn straight Dustin does right now.
I love to have 400 grams of rice right now, boy.
And now Jen and you both are like, man, I want to prep.
Yeah.
But like I always tell you, especially last year, I'm like, just enjoy the off season because when it's time, we gotta be fucking go hard.
I'm not in any
gotta
rush
go
to
hard.
prep. I'm enjoying the off season.
That's what I told you.
Much
Yep.
food.
Exactly.
So I said to you today, thank you for not giving me more food.
Yep. Exactly. But
I'm maxed out with food.
But guys, listen, thank you so much for coming on. Guys, it's always a pleasure with each one of the coaches, man. And I don't think people understand if you're watching this podcast and you live in Sarasota, this is the best of the best. Like, in my opinion, this is the best of the best. You got figure posing. You got freaking bikini wellness, so what she could do pretty much anything. Dustin, men's physique, classic bodybuilding. Me, I'm not doing posing, so I got these guys. You know what I'm saying? But I will help you, okay? I will help you. But guys, thank you so much for coming on, and it was a good one. You got my closing remarks.
Anybody else? You guys good? Yeah.
Good.
Again, thank you guys for watching this episode here of Warrior Talk. We got all the coaches with us today. It was an amazing podcast, full of insight, full of good, great advice.
Who we got next week, bro?
Oh man, this is gonna be a good one.
Here we go.
This is gonna be a good one. There's been some interesting kind of drama that has happened here locally that we are going to sit here at this table and resolve. So tune in for that one. It's going to be a good one. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up, bell notification so you know when we're posting more of these videos. Throw us a comment. You know we like that type of shit. And again, thank you very much for tuning into this podcast. We'll see you on the next one. Much love and many blessings. Let's go.
Let's go.